Yes.
Olá, olá, meus amigos. Bem-vindos a mais uma segunda qualquer. Não, é uma segunda em que vocês estão aqui. Estão aqui no Arte com Propósito. Vocês sabem como é que eu sou. Persistência, desejo de ajudar e muita vontade de que grandes artistas de todo o mundo que se conectem comigo estejam aqui a contar a história deles e cada vez mais vocês desse lado possam comentar e conhecer também artistas novos. Today with me I have my huge good friend Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, for coming here to my humble spot.
It's a pleasure.
Cool. So you
what
are
was
in the
last?
Netherlands?
Yes, in the north of the Netherlands.
Cool. You were telling me when was the last time, something like that? You were asking me something?
Oh, what was the last thing you said? I missed the last.
Okay. I was talking about Portugal and about you came in here and being my friend. I was talking in Portuguese. But now we're going to start our conversation. Daniel, we met
Yes.
we met in 2022, 21. I don't know. It looks like
22, I think,
10
yeah.
years because I know you. We had so many stories together that I have the feeling that I know you for 10 years or something.
Yes.
Yeah, like the family. Yeah. But before that, I know everybody in that side, they want to know that I used to my beginning question when everything started. First memories when music came to you. How it was it?
Yeah. Well, I think for like many people, music was for me always there, since my parents listened to a lot of music. So I think my first memories of music are we had these so-called dance nights with the family on Friday, and then we put on Bluff, which is a local band, and then we just with the four of us started dancing to the music. And my father was also a big a jazz fan, so there was a lot of Thelonious Monk and kind of Blue and that kind of records also mingled in between the local pop bands. So that those are, I think, my early memories. And then there was always a piano in our living room because my parents inherited the piano from my grandmother. Um, so I had also had like a very playful discovery with my preferred instrument just via it being in the room, and I was just very lucky that it fitted exactly with my personality and character, and um, yeah. So I think the first years were just playing around, and then at 9 I started. In the Netherlands, you have like these courses where you can go through all the instruments for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks violin, 2 week guitar, and then in the end you can choose your instrument. And I already knew from the start it was the piano. So then I had 6 lessons on piano, I think, and then afterwards I thought like this is my thing, and then from there my whole career started. Yeah. So that's kind of
From
how it
then,
started. Sorry?
from
And
then,
then
you mean like you never thought I'm going to do anything else. This is the thing.
no, I think I don't have like very clear memories of it, but I came across a notebook where I was like 12 years old, and then it said like, what do you want to study later? And I wrote down I want to go to the conservatory. So I think within 1 or 2 years of lessons I already knew like this is it for me. Yeah, which is strange because I don't have like a very clear memory of like really like I really want to study, but I always was like, yeah, I want to be a musician.
Yeah, your work. I had the pleasure to work with you. It's amazing. It just felt so
Thanks.
fluid. You don't have to thank me. You have to thank the universe from getting you this kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, communication. It's just really mesmerizing. I have to tell you guys, he is very young, and he has this huge career already. People, here in the down, click it. There's these links for Spotify. I'm going to show all his work through the months. So come on, engage, talk, comments. It's very important. That's the main point of we coming here and talking, for you to know this guy's work. Okay, so
Yes.
but of course, you also, I knew you uh, as a producer.
Hmm.
How it started, because you are a very geek guy, I have to tell you. You know
Yeah.
about algorithm of Spotify. We had tons of work of talks about that. You know how to get this right plugins and blah 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 blah, and you know how to work. Man, it's like unbelievable how it started. Okay, the piano was there. What about
Yeah.
the other things?
Yeah. Um, I think this comes from a general what's the word like um, I really like not able and not understanding something, and then like diving into it deep until I get it, and I have this with everything, and like when I was 14 and 15 years old, this used to be video games or that kind of stuff, and then later when I was I think 18, 19, I got my first production lessons at the conservatory, and that's where the producer spark was enlightened. So there I discovered like, hey, I can make my own music, and this was also like the upcoming of iPads with the garage band. So I also started making music on there, and then again whenever I discover something, I really want to know how it works until I know it, and then I switch to the
I
next.
know it. You, my God,
Yeah.
you started 2019. My God, guys, you don't understand how these guys work with computers. It's unbelievable. So
Yeah.
you really,
Yeah. Well,
really dived.
and
You had this like huge curve of learning.
yeah, and what I did a lot was there's this LinkedIn Learning, and there you can follow all the courses for Ableton and Logic. And back then I lived in Amsterdam, but I studied in Arnhem, so I had to go with the train for 2 3 hours a day, and then I just watched
Oh,
all these videos. And right now in life you can learn everything from the computer. And of course what really helps me and what still helps me in producing is like the general knowledge of being able to play the piano. um, so what we really kickstarted my producing career was being able to hear everything already. I just had to find the tools to complement it. Yeah, so that's kind
yeah,
of how it started, and then I started working with ELIJN, and which is who was also on the podcast before, I think, with ELIJN, and
yeah, yeah.
she was the first who said, "Hey, I want you." We worked together before. I was the pianist, and she was the first who told me like, "Hey, I want you as a producer for my next record or EP or yeah," and that's how that started. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable. It's like a huge way of talent, and thank God everything goes like that. So then it comes 2020, and you don't have to sell the name because the algorithm is not good, and there comes this huge stopping in music business. So
Yeah.
you before had ideas for sure, because you are a guy very creative, and then you decided to do your own records. How it
Yeah.
was it? You just woke up, or you just drink a little bit of vodka?
No, yeah, whiskey. It's mainly whiskey for me.
Okay.
um, but yeah, back then I was on tour with the theater guy, and I played like 4 or 5 shows a week, which was a lot of fun. But I had like no way of expressing myself creatively. So I was already sitting on this egg, waiting to be uh, pooped out
Yeah.
for quite some time, and then COVID happened, and sorry, the name I can't say, um, and uh, and then I thought like, hey. This is the perfect time for me to really be to really do all these creative things I really missed when I was touring. So and what I also noticed was I was really on this high energy level of performing every night, and I could like transfer that high energy of performing into high energy studying. And later, when the new bad stuff happened in our country, then it was way harder for me to start it again. So I could really like transfer it into a creative process. So then I moved back to my parents' place, and I put a piano in the living room. Thank God for them supporting me so much. And I think I studied there for 2 or 3 months, and I did like 2 weeks of recording afterwards, and that resulted in my first solo record. Yeah. So every morning I just woke up and I
Cool.
sat with tea behind the piano, and I improvised, recorded, analyzed, made everything into folders, and then later I went back to all those recordings and saw like, hey, what's going on? Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it
I
started.
noticed. Yeah, I understand. I noticed that you brought something that I didn't know about you. Uh, that is the visual part. Of course, I know you as the guy that brings textures to the producing, because I saw it in local. I was there in your
Mm.
room checking how you did it. But I didn't think that time, 2022, that you visualized. Then when I saw your things, I understood that you see images. So the concept just was natural for you, right? About the painters for you, the songs, the
Yeah,
12 songs.
yeah. There's I don't I think like this is yeah, it's just something in my personality that I really love, like narrative music. I really love telling stories, and I don't sing, so I can't sing I can't tell stories with words, so I really have to um dive deep into this storytelling for people to understand where the music is about, and I hope it helps them engage more with my music as well. Yeah.
So you did the piano, and you also recording some other producing stuff behind that is not so common, right?
You mean
When you
yeah, the
when you
effects?
deliver that defects,
Yeah.
usually, for instance, yeah, when you go, you've been in churches also. It's I didn't know that it was so natural in the Netherlands. Of course, you have also the Orthodox there, church, different from Portugal. I would love to bring you here. I'm trying to do that with exchange for people to understand your work here and feel it, because it's.
Yeah.
I feel you. I am a very huge fan of your way of work and your personality and how it expresses in the music, and you know that. So, how it was the feedback? First, you are alone. You are alone there.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You mean during the first releases, right? So when I start releasing the music.
When you went down out and see how first just you there with your songs for people to listen first, how it was for you, and then how people see it.
This was again me really diving into this loophole of how this all works. So then I went to like study Spotify and see how it works like that. And then I found a few people who really knew how this world works, and they helped me releasing the songs. Um, and that got received very well because it's a great music for people to listen while working and studying or putting their babies to sleep or yoga. Um, so the feedback at first was like really great from all those streams on all the platforms. Um, but the goal is, and I hope this podcast also helps me with that, is like people still listen to it on the background, and now I want to convert them into people who come to my concerts. And that's different for me than, for example, for a punk band who really have this community ready for them to support, and I really need to transfer somebody from listening to me in the sauna to buying a ticket to my concert. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, and right now that's going a lot better. And I think going to a concert helps people, maybe even more than listening to in the background, because they always come so relaxed to me afterwards, like people with ADHD who say like, oh, finally I had some peace in my head. So yeah, that's really nice and really encourages me to go on. uh Yeah, for me, that was the moment where I realized that I have something to offer. In the beginning, you just make music for yourself, and then you just hope that people listen to it. And then when you find their reactions, you start to believe like, hey, if I do this more, I can also like help. And make the world a bit better than it is right now. And then especially with my music, I
Yeah,
try to make them relax, forget about the world for a little while, and yeah, just be in the moment for a little while.
yeah, that I didn't know. That's a very big surprise. So I'm going to tell you the same that I told to Georgia. I would like you also to do a program, my program, one of these days. Produce one of my program. It's about 50 minutes of song. It's a program. It's like a narrative when I have hypnosis thing. And
Ah,
here live, I will invite you also to you with your own uh, creation. I don't say anything. I just say what I need the people to feel because I'm doing this voice in talk.
yeah.
Okay. Do you agree to
uh,
work with me
yeah,
also?
of course, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know that that also was your goal. That's very beautiful. That's very
Yeah.
beautiful. So,
Well, I also did not
and
know
now
it,
you
but
are
it was
touring. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I also did not know it, but it was mainly like the people who approached me after concerts who told me these stories, which made me think like, wow, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, usually the piano has this kind of wood vibration in your body. There's a
yeah,
connection with the wood vibration, this frequency that happens something to our body. Everybody, my friends, that like Gerardo, that you're going to meet for sure, he had the same feeling as you. He played with tons of artists, but when he decided to do that, just because he wanted to express him, suddenly the people came and said, "Wow, this
yeah,
just changed my mood. This just changed my feeling." And he
yeah,
was like hooked. He's now, I mean, one year he has a new record. It's like, and he has huge crowds. It started like this
yeah,
in 2020, in the end of 2020, and in 23 he was in France already with a huge theater just full of packed of people.
yeah.
So
Wow.
it
Yeah,
happens to you the same. I am
I'm
sure
uh,
of it,
I'm doing the
because
best I can.
people
Yeah,
needed to connect. People
yeah,
are needing to connect. That's
for sure.
different from entertainment. It's very beautiful to go
Yeah,
and yeah, let's party. But then it's also people are also needing to connect more than
yeah,
ever.
for
Uh,
sure.
there's this and the same people, the same public, and it's beautiful. So your tell about tell here the guys and the girls there, um, a little bit of your storytelling of your songs. There are 12 songs, and what did you want to express when you made them?
Yeah. So the album is called Pinchers, which is both a kind of abbreviation for piano textures, but also means it's French for painting or little painting. Um, so what I try to do with the album is I made um, I try to describe feelings in just little paintings, but I want people to I want also people to it's not like you should this is a song about love or this is a song about um, crying or something like that, but it's more like, for example, I have a song Oneism, and that is about the feeling of being uh, uh, not being able to be at all places at all times, but you're stuck in one body, so you can't experience everything in the world, and you need to pick your battles. Um, so I try to find feelings that people can relate to, but they also need to search a little in their head, like what does it mean for me, this painting. Like walking through a museum, then it's not literal feelings. I want it to be a search for the audience as well. So the songs are kind of connected, but they mainly stand on their own. They're like searches for people to find thoughts in.
Yeah, I think it describes you a bit. You
Ah,
told me about that feeling, the gift of ubiquidade in Portuguese. I don't know the English word, like being in the same place, in two places. I do that a
yeah,
lot with my phones. I have
yeah,
classes and I'm in the bar. But we talked about that urge of you, that should I go there? Is this important for me? Is should I go there if it's that is priority for me? But I think now you just mature so much in this last year that it's so easy for you to isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, you have to, right? When you get flooded by all these thoughts and experience, you have to mature, otherwise you sink. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. Cool. Did you find yourself also in of expressing a feeling of being stuck, like physically, because you were in this 2020 time at home? Did you feel your mind freely when you were trying to, or there were times that there's a song or two that expresses the 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 feeling of being stuck in a place physically because you've been
Like
touring
that.
like a dog, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's the answer is maybe a bit strange, but like most of the times, I'm not so sure myself. Like later when I try to find the right word or title, I try to describe like how I feel and how I felt at that moment, but but um, like the music just comes out. So um, so I'm not sure how this experience literally was for me. Like my mind, it always takes me a couple of more weeks to digest and progress, and then find out like, I think this is how I felt. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I don't know, because you started to do your own way of expressing. It was the first time you
yeah,
put it. Your next, it's going to be very, very, very natural and clarified for you in the next the next album. I am sure. Because you are there, you are so used to produce, you are so used to deliver things that people explain to you, like other artists. They say,
yeah,
I'm going, oh, Daniel, do this and do that, and you go there, and finally you just have your own mind, your own, like a white, without painting, a white place to paint your music, and then I can see you in a flow, like just popping out things.
yeah,
That's very, very, for me it's the same. It's very hard to to put it in boxes
yeah.
because people needed boxes to understand.
Yeah, and I like a box like for the listener, but I don't like a box so much for myself. Yeah.
When you are doing it, it's the
Yeah,
box comes after, and I think
yeah,
it's the best way. For me, I
yeah.
think it's the best way. Beautiful.
To
So
yeah, just to try and make them understand a little bit of what is going on, but I also don't want them to feel too much how I feel. I want them to find their own connection to the music. Yeah.
like poetry, when you read
Yeah.
poetry, you don't know exactly what the poet is writing. You
Yeah.
have the freedom,
Exactly.
the total freedom of
Yeah.
connecting with your soul. It doesn't matter what you are telling. It's not a science, mathematics. It's not a science. It's art. So you have the freedom to understand everything. People,
Yeah.
that's what's memorizing with piano or solo. I think it's when crowds start putting you in some place that you really don't know where it is. You just
Yeah.
being yourself.
Yeah. And I need them. That's what I discover when I started touring a lot. Is like when the crowd is not giving it, I have a really hard time giving it myself. It's like really
Wow.
exhausting. And then when everybody in the room and the mood is there, it just like flows.
I understand. So you've been touring a lot now. This interview is going to be in December. Do you have gigs in December that you can tell people around there to promote?
No, yeah, funny enough, I end my tour the 25th of November. So then I have a
Okay.
few months off, and then in March I have my album tour in 2024. So then I play a couple of
Cool.
concerts again in the Netherlands. Yeah,
And maybe in Portugal and maybe in
hopefully
France.
in
Let's
Portugal.
see what we can
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna work on it. Okay, now it's almost our time. Like I told you guys there, please comment, do your sharing, and ask questions. Just say something. We'll answer through the month. We are in this vacation time. December is a beautiful, beautiful la la la
Christmas.
la la la. And this guy is from the yeah, from Nikolaus. Saint Nikolaus comes from the
St. Nicholas.
Netherlands,
Yeah.
right? Am I wrong?
Yes. Yeah. No. No. For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So, do you have a physical album? Is on Spotify?
I
It's
have
going to be also in physical.
I have finals. Yeah. Actually, I'm getting the finals next week or the week after. And I have if you go to webshot.my website, you can buy them. You can buy them all, and I sell socks as well. Yeah, we will put it in.
Yeah, people. You know,
Yes,
Christmas time gifts. That's here. Is I'm going to put the
yes,
link is telling here. You just go there. Everything, and also please, we'll have also a checkbox for you to subscribe to the newsletter because Daniel also has shared. He's sharing all his thoughts, his feelings. It's wonderful to receive. It's delicious. His thoughts about many issues. That about
yeah,
music and so on. So subscribe also here down here. I'm going to put
yeah,
through the month uh, and subscribe to the newsletters to receive also the news from Daniel van der doing. It's very hard for me.
yeah.
My
Just say
Vicky
Daniel
Vicky Vicky
Tomàs.
Daniel.
Yeah, it's
Thomas
easier.
is
Yeah,
yeah, your natural name now as a piano player. Yes.
yes,
So a final word because it's Christmas and we're in December and people are like this. There's cold some in the part, the north part, and somewhere in the south. It's also seen in Brazil.
mm,
I have lots of people in Brazil. So a message of this ending of 2023. What can you tell people to give them hope and whatever? Tell me.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Good question.
Oh,
Uh,
good question.
yeah. Let me think. Let
Keep
me think a little about it. Yeah. Uh, yeah. This sounds really easy, but it's true. Like be mindful. That's what I would
cool.
like to give the people. Sit down and use it also for contemplation, like seeing the other people, the environment. Um, yeah, and then let's start the new year a little better.
Mindful mindfulness is one of the hardest thing in this era because
Yes.
people are all over the place. And then if I ask someone, do you feel your feet? What do you mean? Yeah, do you feel your feet? Yeah, for sure. I have my feet here. No, do you feel your feet?
Yeah.
Do you feel your hands? Oh, yeah, it's here. No. Do you feel your hands? It's
Exactly.
totally
So
different.
that's my message
Mindfulness,
to the audience.
yeah,
Feel
it's a
your
beautiful
hands.
message. Yeah, feel your
Yes.
body, feel the
Yes.
presence, feel the presence, and then you don't go all over the place, and you'll be focused and you'll be more relaxed. That's a
Exactly.
beautiful message, Daniel. I love
Cool.
it. It's
Nice.
my mantra every day.
Yes. Mine as well.
I loved it, my boy. It
Yes,
was so
me
good
too.
to see you, even if you are there and I'm here. I hope to
Yes,
hug you soon.
we'll meet again soon. I'm sure of
Again,
it.
yes, we've been in April together, and we'll be again, I'm sure. Love
For
you
sure.
all. Thank you, guys. Adeus, pessoal.
Thanks for listening.
Beijinhos. E até
Yes.
para o ano 2024. Next year, check out.